Hello, hello, good morning from another very rainy and stormy day in South Africa. It just doesn't stop here. So if I lose internet or my connection, guys, you know why. You, you most likely can hear it. But it's beautiful, the rainbow. Um, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone had a nice weekend. So I've been looking into the hello Methersy, good morning, how are you doing? Mm. I've been looking into that 1:52 p.m. move again. What happened at last week's Friday? That was last Friday, right? Remember? And it's quite interesting now to see that we just actually created the situation for now. So let me just get into it because I'm starting the stream especially now because of this our favorite model that we're building, right? I just want to quickly go back because it clarifies a lot for me. I just want to see where it was this area here. Yeah, so last Friday, I just want to go over it and why I'm extremely bullish again. I feel like a broken record. I'm always bullish when I go on stream. um, we created this high. Well, we didn't create a high. We just consolidated, right? But what we actually did, we actually finished a smaller market maker buy model. We went over it right here, and we created a new area of consolidation. And what is the if you're into market maker buy models and sell models, it's basically what the market does every time. It just goes into one sell algo or a buy algo, and it finishes a model. Now, what did we do here? We just created another zone of consolidation, and when a market it goes into one model, it goes to eventually to the starting point of the initial consolidation. So this is an initial consolidation area, and we just created a new sell algo, right? We went into the sell algo on Friday. Now, on the lower time frame, we already had a change state of delivery. So I'm very bullish again. We might go up into this area here just for the um, as a retracement, but because we have this initial zone of concern, that is a draw on liquidity. We have all these liquidity points here as well. So last week on Friday, or so Friday, am I on full screen? I should be on full screen. Oh, I am on full screen. I gotcha. The camera. Oh, gotcha. Oh no, that's not the. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh. Uh-oh. Thank you. Oh my God. Hold on. I don't want myself on full screen. Oh, hell no. Why are you doing this? Let me get rid of this one because I can't seem to. Thank you, Methersy. Oh my God. See, that's why I always need to put myself. Let me just get rid of this video capture device. I need to put it back on. I need to add one because I couldn't move it anymore. Video. Now, now I can move it again. Here we go. Oh my God. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Let me see how we can do this better. Now you need to go here. Here we go. This should be better, right? Oh my God. I always check my, I always have a screen on, just to make sure that I see what's going on. Now we need the price here. this should be good. Okay, there we go. Okay, thank you, Methosi. I didn't notice that. I also want the chat back on. Hold on. Chat SE. Here we go. There we go. Now we're good. Yeah. So I just want to point out that last Friday, remember we were getting annoyed because we got stuck in consolidation, but never be annoyed when you're stuck in consolidation because it gives you information for a next move, because the market doesn't do anything else than create market maker buy and sell models. So it goes into these cycles, right? So, and when the market goes back to finalize a market maker buy or sell model, it goes to the initial consolidation area. Now, what is the initial consolidation area of this market maker buy and sell model? Sell model, chasing state of delivery, goes back into original consolidation. And I'm extremely bullish. Why? On the higher time frame, on the 4 hour, I calculated the manipulation move. Let me show you quickly how precise it was. Was it 4 hour? 1 hour. No, it was not here. Hold on. No, never mind. But well, let's just start. Let's just focus on the model right now. Now, I love this 2 a.m. move because it gives so much information. Hold on, let me quickly 150, 3, 210. Okay. Thanks for that, Metazi. I was like, but I'm always on full screen. I'm supposed to be on full, but you meant I was on full screen. You can tell I hadn't had enough coffee, right? We still have to ease it after. How was your weekend? I always need to. I guess sometimes it's just you just need more coffee, I guess. So we're hovering about midnight, and that's also something I want to start monitoring a little bit better, because you want to. It doesn't give clear indication, right? Like where are we? What are we going to do? Are we going to finalize the move to the upside, or are we just going to go down into this wick here now? Well, again, I am seeing consolidation, but I don't really mind because it just gives me more time to look into the charts and to figure out, are we getting into manipulation? Now, I do want to point out again, yeah, we're going down. We most likely are going, let's see. Again, last Friday we were here, right? Accumulation, a higher time frame, 4 hour accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So let's see if we can consider this a manipulation move, and this is then it was upgoing, but it is accumulation. It's like they're just accumulating orders, and this is going to be a future breaker to the downside. NER. We're going to take a paper trade. Great weekend with family. For today, I would hope for a small into the 4 hour near Asia low, the most bullish I get. Yeah. We created this 4 hour here, correct? But I think we're going to go higher first into this wick. Can you see that? Yeah. Let me make it a little bit clearer here. There is a 4-hour wick here. We tapped into it here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we go a little bit higher to 125-ish and then go into the range. And also, why? This is the first presented fair value gap of the AM session, and it's also the midpoint. It's also the level on the 4-hour wick if we grade it. Did you watch ICT? You also watch ICT, right? All the his videos about how he grades those wicks. We've got a, let's see, what else do we have here? Let me go back to the 1 minute. So I tend to go into 5 minute, when we're in consolidation, I always go into the 5 minute just to watch what's going on. 125. Yeah, Asia. We actually already took Asia high, right? Here. Yeah, but I don't like the time that it did it. You know why? And it takes Asia high and then it goes into midnight. Um, yeah, but change in state of no. I'm wrong here. Asia high is taken, but we're near midnight. So sometimes what you see happening, what I notice is it doesn't give you the clean move down because you have the barrier of the midnight again. You see midnight is here, and there's a first presented fair value gap as well of the midnight session. So I'm just wondering if we're just going to go a little bit below it and then go back further up, because it's a very tiny move above midnight, right? It's just a little bit. It's just so little. It is just how many points? 8, 9, only 10 points above midnight. So I don't. So you see, we have on the 4-hour this fair value gap here as well, right? And this wick index. So we go from external to internal, liquid external to internal. It's internal. Would this be external? Sunday 22. That's good. That's. I guess we're always stuck in consolidation now when we do the 1 a.m., the 1:50 to 2 p.m., right? Hold on. I just want to watch this area here now, how it's reacting. So again, we have a consolidation situation here in this macro. And around midnight, the whole macro doesn't do anything else than consolidate. Oh, here we go. This needs to go to 4 hours. Well, come on. Down. So this is the first presented, like after midnight. So midnight is formed here, then you have the first presented, but that I'm just thinking like looking at the 4 hour candle, what is the manipulation move of the 4 hour? So is the manipulation move going to be into the 4 hour fair value gap, right? Because we took Asia high, or are we not done yet, even though it took Asia high? That is going up further into this wick. Let me just grade it again. This 4 hour wick here. We haven't touched any level, significant level, not 75%, not 1/3 or the 1/5. Now it doesn't have to, it just could go into it. Because it can use this wick, right? Like it needs some kind of, so here you can see it touches the 1/3 of this wick to the tick, but not a significant level of this higher time frame wick. Again, this will be a perfect long ride, Method Z, don't you think so? So just if you really think about a good entry point or having a good, I think this will be a perfect short, long from this area. So so Friday I managed to get the to pass my funded my evaluation with that move to the downside. I wasn't actually planning. I was, oh, you know what, I'm done for today. But then I saw that move coming and I was like, are you kidding me? So I've got another funded account now, which I do want to start trading if I see a good opportunity. Um, on the hourly, we filled a 1 hour fair value gap, and I think we rejected from OB. Let me have a look. Thank you for pointing out the 1 hour because I see something very important now. You see this wick here on the 1 hour? That makes me more bullish now. Thank you for pointing out. I didn't look at the 1 hour yet. Now, you said yes. On the hourly, we filled a 1 hour fair value gap, and I think it rejected from order. We filled a 1 hour fair value gap. Let me show you my higher time frame, the whole thing, why I'm very bullish. On the daily, let me go to the daily. So this is the daily, right? The daily fair value gap. Now we went into it and now we're rejecting out of it. And you can see this one here is on top of this one. So I don't think we are, if we're still going to be bullish, I don't want price to go into this area again. So for me, the only room that I will give it for long is from here. But I don't want it to go here because this is, for me, my higher time frame is extremely bullish. So we went into it here and then we went out of it here again. So I'm bullish now as well. Oh, look what we have here. Yeah. So this area is okay here. This is the 4 hour. You can go into it, but now I'm bullish. I wanted to see it go into this wick, right? This 4 hour wick. Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. But external to internal liquidity, I think it will go into the wick first, reject, and then go into the 4 hour fair value gap. That's my idea. Because you can see it's just not going down, right? It's just not going yet. Let me see again on the daily. Yeah, I want to go back to the 4 hour here. And I want to go back into, we'll just use this wick here. So remember also we have this 4 hour candle, right? We're in this new 4 hours. So this 4 hours from 2 to 6. Now what can we want manipulation, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. But sometimes the 4 hour will be just the consolidation candle, right? And I'm wondering if the 2 o'clock move tells us what the candle is going to be. Because yes, last time, remember, we were stuck in consolidation to the whole period, and it started it started literally in the 2 a.m. move, right? So I'm wondering if we're going to get the same situation again. We're hovering around midnight. We're not going anywhere. Yes, we made a little move up, but are we going to get just a 4-hour consolidation candle? Because we need those as well, right? We had an upward move, 3 candles. Are we going to get a fourth one, or are we going to have just a small order block? It's annoying, but if you can sort of like, if we can start seeing those, hey, I think that's a win, right? You are classifying the as ERL in order to target. Yeah, I think that is, yeah. Well, not only ERL, but also the high of that session. So it's not the wick itself, but so it's daily high lows, weekly high lows, session high lows. And internal is fair value gaps, imbalances. But imbalances are mostly session high lows as well. So I'm a little bit confused about those. But let's see. The fair value gaps are the internal, and the session, weekly, daily are external. But to be 100% clear, if you see it daily or weekly, it's full 100% external. But the session high lows do confuse me sometimes because they can be a fair value gap on the higher time frame, right? You understand what I'm saying? So, like this, for example, now here we have a 4-hour. It created the fair value gap, right? Because it had the wick here, and then it just went into this wick. But we might get an indecisive candle because now we are in this wick, which can be a rejection block, and then it can go down, but it could also just could go down from here. Okay, I'll share a little secret. What I noticed on my journaling, if it doesn't touch if it goes over, it doesn't touch it completely. It's sort of like indecisive yet. Um, so what I noticed, but it does obviously, I'm still journaling and I'm still, learning. But if it doesn't go into one of these levels and it doesn't hit it perfectly, I don't consider it like, oh my God, it's done, it's going to go down now. Because I just noticed that it's just sort of like, it really needs to touch it, like really like to the tick, right? So that's something that just, if you start using them, just, start looking into that a little bit. Because I just noticed that, okay, the rejection is not, it's not a full rejection block because it went over this level. So it indicates to me it might go higher on this one. But what I do, I do go to the hour. So I'm on the 4-hour here, right? I do check the 1 hour then, like, oh, might it be a perfect wick on the 1 hour? No. What you see here on the 1 hour, you've got a wick here. So most likely that 50% or another level that it might be significant might be the area where we're going to, right? So just see this, this is that 4-hour wick, and on the 1 hour, it's like a, let's say, BPR. It needs to disrespect that BPR though. But then again, we could go to 50% and then reject from here, right? But you see, it just went over this 66%. It's not going down. It's hovering around that midnight. So that just gives me information. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm still bullish. I'm not bullish until we go lower. But hey, we just started the 4 hour candle, so yeah. And again, I'm just thinking if I look at the 1 hour, like this looks like we're gonna get a few of these candles, right? And Mother Z, you know my rejection. I'm crazy. I go nuts about the rejection blocks, right? What do I see here on the 1 hour? I'll show you. I'm gonna let a lot of wicks here. I just want to show you the precision. Ooh, or not. Okay. This 1 hour candle, you see it goes over this level. Now let's see what happens if it goes lower, or does it, is this now because it touches this level, is it done and can it go higher, right? Let's see what happens. It's very indecisive. But this is just something I noticed, like, okay, if it doesn't touch or hit that level exactly, it's not done yet. So here, this candle now goes into the 1/3 level, but is it going down or up? It is technically a BPR, right? A balanced price range, because you get a full candle. But you know, it's hard for me, hard to read because I've seen these being disrespected so many times. I don't know if you noticed that even though you have two candles and it's considered a BPR, they are disrespected a lot of the time. So I'm sort of wondering how to read them. But I would think now, we're stuck in consolidation again. You know, you learn a lot of this price action just watching it, and exactly when you're not in a trade and just watching it play out. I mean, I like doing it because it just gives you um, a lot of well, how can I, it's just sort of like you can start seeing the well, let's say the manipulation moves, or the, like, for example, now, do you think we're going to stick in, are we going to be in consolidation longer, or are we just now shortly in consolidation? Like, I didn't, you know, last Friday was quite shitty, right? Because it really was a long, I think it was a whole London session, and then you had the beautiful move. But you know, when you are in that move, if you're watching it and it's like 4 hours already, you're like, oh my god. But then you can already sort of predict that there's a large move coming, right? Because it's always the same: accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Now the question was Friday, what was the manipulation move? Now on the 4 hour, accumulation, manipulation, and I believe on the higher time frame we're in the distribution move now. We're coming into the distribution move from that manipulation move of Friday. I believe Friday was just the manipulation move, and we were at the end. We created the new zone, consolidation zone for this market maker buy model where we're right in now. So this is the original consolidation area of this market maker buy model. And yes, we can go down into this area here, but it could also be a breakaway gap, right? But we've got a lot of, we've got an imbalance here. Let me just do the B adjust. Let me see what the B adjust does. Okay. I'm not getting in a trade with this price action. Again, we're in, we are in a consolidation. Not interested, but love watching it. Love watching it. Uh, okay, I'm gonna leave this here for now. I just want to watch the 5. And did you see yesterday, by the way, how we reacted exactly from a 15-hour wick? Look how beautifully price went into the 1/3 and then one time the 1/5 and then it dropped down. Here it was. I think Casey, he was on and he took the short. He already was into the short. I was actually still bullish here a little bit. I was reading it. I was actually framing this area here, and actually while I was looking afterwards, I'm like, oh my god, how could I miss that? But I was actually bullish there, and it was actually a wrong read of mine. Um, while I was actually saying it, I was still bullish, but it was so clear that it was like, that was the 15-minute rejection block here. These levels, you can see it was already preparing itself for the move down, and it went beautifully. So we got off stream, and I remember that. And you know what? It's Friday. Never mind. It always sort of like gets to you, right? This consolidation area. But then I was just walking away, and I walked back, and I was looking at it like, oh no, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? This is these are your plays, these are your moves. So I went back in, I had to open up my account, and I was like, and just sort of like frustrates you a little bit sometimes, but then again, you should not be. You should just wait and be, look for signatures, and then you get the best moves because after accumulation, manipulation, and then the distribution cycle comes, right? So yeah, so I was like, oh my god! So I opened up everything because I closed it. Then I had an excellent afternoon session, crazy stuff, and it went right into TGIF levels. It was just perfect. It was a perfect setup. Yes, Friday. Yeah, it was beautiful. But anyway, yeah, just consolidation gets to you at some point. But that's the point, right? Uh, so it was so funny. I'm like, oh no, open up. Don't let it get to you. So again, we're not gonna, we're just gonna be. But you see what always happens, right? Then you close it and then you do stuff, and then, yeah, you don't want to be like, oh my god, I've been in consolidation for 3 hours. I'm not gonna miss this one. And then you sit like behind your computer for 6 hours, 7 hours, and not to miss a move. But sometimes you just have to accept that, I guess. But hey, we don't mind to see consolidation now. I mean, it's maybe safe to say that maybe again, we're not going to see a good move maybe until 3:30, and if it doesn't happen at 3:30, it will happen maybe in pre-market, and if it doesn't happen pre-market, it will happen in AM session. But hey, listen, guys, I want to point out something. I forgot to mention. We didn't have the NFP week Friday, but now we have FOMC and NFP in 1 week. I think it's going to be crazy. So we need to be adjust accordingly. So even though there's no news Monday, it might get pretty crazy. this week, and even on Monday already. Let me just double check how the news is. I think we don't have news planned on a couple of days, but hey, sometimes it doesn't really matter. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And hey, listen, that is exactly, and especially during London, because it tends to leave those moves. Yeah. So that is exactly why when I have FOMO, it's exactly, I still have FOMO. It's still, but you just, you manage it a little bit better. Like if I got stopped out, for example, I don't know if you were here. I think you were here as well on Friday, right? I gave it a few stats, but when I get stopped out 2 or 3 times in a row, I know now. It sort of like tells me, oh, remember when that happens? You're just either you're in consolidation, and the move is not you're not ready yet. So I'm okay. I start now. I've trained my brain to accept it, just to know like okay, and I'm okay then. So actually, I enjoy. No, I don't enjoy having the being stopped out, but it was paper trading, right? So that's why I paper trade. But it just tells me you're not reading it properly now, or the time is not there yet. Your move, you are right, but your time is not there. And that's why I also paper trade, just to see how am I reading the market, or what where am I in, or am I too early again? So I don't care if people ask me, "Oh, you paper trading?" Yeah, of course I'm paper trading. I don't want to lose my money, and especially not on my funded accounts, right? You just need one good trade per day on your funded account. That's it. And it's like, sometimes you want to warm up a little bit, and you want to feel the market. You always do your first trades either with a micro or paper trade, just to see where you're at. Am I feeling it? Am I on top of it? Or am I losing the market? Merkazi, do you have time to sit behind the laptop or your computer all day? What also helps is to set alarms. If you are like we're in consolidation right now, well, we could just close the screen and come back in 1 or 2 hours. But obviously, I'm not doing that because I'm streaming and we have a next macro coming up. But also, 2:33 is an important time in London time, and you know, watch what happens. Where are we at 2:33? We're still around midnight, right? So we've got two first presented fair value gaps here. This is the one, the PM session one, and we've got an N wall. Now, N walls are very important on Mondays. I call it ping pong Monday, ping pong Tuesday, because if we are going into the range, if we are going to have a range day, you'll see them ping pong between the N walks and older N walks and the event horizon, which is the midpoint of an N walk. So if you have an indicator, use the N walk with event horizon on it, so it indicates it tells you where the half of um, so the midpoint between those N walks is, and you'll see if you have a range day, it will reverse back to those a lot. You can see it go back and forth between those. So I always have them on my chart when it's Monday and we're ranging. I can still have very good trades, especially in the New York PM session and AM session. So yeah, have those on your charts as well. I've got the N walk here. This one is from this week, right? And I graded the range already just to see, if we are going into the range, what is the OTE level perhaps? Do they match up? Yes, it does. But I'm a little bit more bullish for the session. I think we go into the week, the wick, and then go into that 4 hour gap. But yeah. Oh, good for you. I used to be in IT, by the way, as well. I used to be a functional application manager at KLM. But I couldn't trade at that time because when I was at the office, and until COVID, though, I must say, then I actually started trading a little bit more because we had to work at home. But I was already in investing a little bit and getting into, understanding trading in general. But yeah, that's good if you can do that. Yeah, that's good. So you can combine it. That's perfect. Love it. Yeah. So 239. So yeah, I do believe we're going up higher into this wick here, 4 hour wick. This one here. I've got a lot of wicks here now. It's annoying, but I use them a lot, and I was using them already, and especially the rejection block. But now because ICT went over those premium and discount wicks, I'm like, now I understand how to use the wicks that are further to the left. Gives you a lot of information. But this one is not further to the left, so this one is very significant right now. So I'm watching this level now, this 25% level, that's of this wick here. If we're going to disrespect it, or are we just going to go higher? If we go higher, then I'm very bullish, because if we're going to go over this level, then I am really looking to 119. Then we're going to 120-ish. Yeah, we're going to go over Asia highs. Well, I don't know how do we call the high that is made at quarter to one? Because technically it's not Asia anymore, and technically it's not London, right? Because they say Asia is from 8 to midnight, and then London starts from 2 to well, we can say 2 to 6, right? I would say London high. This is a London high already. I just consider this a London high. What will you say, Metro? I think we're gonna go for the highs again. I think we're going to go into this wick and then reject from that, and then into the 4 hour candle, 4 hour FUG. There we go. Gonna get rid of this one now. You see, it's just another market maker. It's all mini market maker buy and sell models, right? Yeah, for me it's midnight range, but I think it's like um I don't think nobody really defines it, but like if it would take it right now, would you say Asia high is taken again, or is it now London high? Well, we're creating a new I believe we're creating a new London high, but um I think we're gonna go into this area now. See, we're going over it again. So Asia high was taken here, right? Asia high, this was Asia high, and we made a run up to it. Then we just went into consolidation, and now we're going back up, making a new high. But let's see what happens, because it's now stalling. But I don't want to trade this price action. This is for me just not interesting enough to really to engage. Hey, come on. Hey, Denrick, how are you? Good point. Yeah, I don't happen to I don't use those end dogs anymore so much, but you know they're extremely helpful. 0.5. Yeah, I do believe we're going to 125 level. Let's see, or are we just going to consolidate here? It's a bit of a tricky area, guys, to be honest. We're in, if you go more, if you look at the 15, we're still in a higher time frame, bearish fair value gap, and we're sort of like, there's another bearish fair value gap that we sort of filled, but the wick went above it, and the bodies are staying within that fair value gap. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to consolidate here a little bit. I just don't. Let's wait till 3 o'clock. Oh, nice move. Oh, yeah. So we're so bullish again. One one nine. Yeah. So this is 119. So let's see if we're gonna go up into this first level here. Let's say it's gonna make the move most likely into that new macro. So the move's already started right here. Retest of midnight, boom, 225, and most likely it will run now to until the end of the macro, to the beginning of the macro. Sorry. And I might take a paper tray to take this move, last bit of the move. Let's see if we have a little bit of a retracement before the macro starts, right? So we created a fair value gap, 235. Oh, let me go to the 1 minute. Hold on. Because we want to trade. We want to, we need to, I'm going to also practice scalping a little bit more. Um, Low hanging fruit is 119. I'm not going to scalp under 10 points. 119. What time is it now? 2:48. It's really, there's really not really a good end. If you look at it, this consolidation, now where would you have gotten in? 227, but then you're stuck in consolidation again, and then you have to move it 236. I mean, it's pretty hard to have a good. I mean, I was bullish already, but then again, I just, where would I put my stop and how would I frame my trade properly without just getting in and just, I mean, yes, I was bullish. I've said that all the time, and I'm looking at this area here, but It's very hard to trade. I really need a retracement now. And you have this fair value gap here now. It's again, at least we're above midnight. That I like to see that for now. Okay, let's see, 249. I would love it to see it go into this range and then go back up, but that will be too easy, right? We've got a suspension block here. Yeah, I know it's going upward, but I can't find a proper entry. Yeah, could it be just here and then put my stop here? But I could reject here still because we're still here and then go up, because that's the danger, well, let's call it danger of the London session, right? Could just either go back in the range, it could go up and then go back, but I think it's, I might miss the move, but, I see, I always say it, if you see a flat top with a wick, be careful. There you go. This is always like this will be my TP for now also as well, because I'm like, but the body's a little bit higher here. Let's see. I'm just gonna practice a little bit of patience, guys. And if I miss it, I miss it. That's fine. The good moves always come. If you have like really, if you're patient, you miss one or two moves, it will come afterwards. But hey, you said it hit an end dog, so let me just put the end dog on quickly. I put them off most of the times because I just might get too much data. Yeah, they're different. But hey, listen, even though when I trade NQ, MNQ, I actually only chart NQ, to be honest. Even though it might differ, I do look at it. Where's my see, it's going. I know it's going up, but I cannot. I don't know how to. I cannot frame a proper trade. If I were by myself, in all honesty, I might, market order in and just, write it up during a macro. But, I'm not going to do that on stream. But yeah, the moment we get over this area here, we get over this wick, then it does take liquidity. You can consider that liquidity, but the question is how far are we going to go up, or are we just going to go over this wick, then go back into the range, and then go to this level? So that's sort of like my my thought process. And I would rather see like a distribution move, like a normal candle, and not that it's creating, let's say, the suspension blocks. So I guess this is a valid suspension block for later. And also, if I look at this one, you can see it has exactly in the same area more of these, right? More of those little gaps here. You know, remember that I remember in London, I said, oh my God, I don't like these areas where we have so much wicks or so much Boyman balances. But actually, apparently now they're very valuable, right? Because, I mean, sometimes we need ICT to point out something, I guess. So because this is a area of, he said, and he did say in in Friday's video, he says there are always points where the algorithm will come back to. So we should mark this one, I guess. Now I guess we're in a macro, so now you could enter. I didn't enter, but I think you can. There's still 10 points in this move. Take it to 118, 119. But then again, I just I don't trust this area here. Oh, did we already hit this? No, we didn't. Here we go. Yeah. You see this little imbalance here? Yeah. See, I just don't like this price actually. In fact, on MQ we are, for example, respecting the end dog to the tick so far. Oh, okay, so it's you're looking at the end dog on the M. Yeah, but you know it is different order flow, right? Technically there should be differences, but I try to only chart on MQ. But you do have to look at the M and Q if there are really like differences somewhere. Now let's see what if we have the macro can be divided in half sometimes, right? If you have a move upwards, it could go down in the next part of the macro, but I don't know. If you look at the four, look at the, let's look at the 1 hour. So we did take out this high here. We took out a hourly candle, but are we gonna take out this candle now? Or is it enough, right? Yeah. So almost at 3, 2 more minutes to go. Let's see if it maybe gets into this area here. I don't think so. I think it's just going to go up, right? We get into this area already? No, we did not. You see what I mentioned with it? I said we're just going to get a few of these, we're just going to get a few of these blocks. They're just going to be ranging in between the wicks, wick here, because we didn't, go in any, because of this one, well, we did hit the 66, but we might go to 0.5 now. It's right over here. Let's see. 3 o'clock move. Zero. Is anyone trading this? Look at the 1 hour candles, guys. Look at this. You have to be careful now in this area. Okay, we got the new 3 o'clock. Let's see. Are we going to get consolidation or are we going to go lower? You see, you have both the same structure. That's why I'm staying out at the moment, because you got a higher wick, a lower wick, and you have the same thing on this side. Lower, lower. And this is higher, higher. See, I think it's going to go here now to the 0.578. Or are we going to go up? So this could be, this actually maybe, this, let me just do a paper trade. It's a paper trade. Oh, imagine if you're, okay, I'm too late. Yeah, I think, okay, what I wanted to do was market order in here, stop right below the wick, and then go take it to this level here. That would have been my trade. Because it got into this volume imbalance, I did say, okay, let's order in with this suspension block, right? But then again, look what it's doing. But I would still stay in though, because you entered here, it's okay. Okay, let's do a paper trade. And now it's just going to trade time. Just going to trade time now. Take it to 75, a little bit underneath. Is it creating a, and my stop loss will be just below my, this one here. I'm using a first percentage fair value gap of the midnight session. It's not as good as this entry here. Is this a 1-to-1? Let me see. Yeah, it's a 1-to-1. Okay, let me just, it's a 1-to, it's not as good, but I'm doing it because it's a 1-to-1. Scalping can be 1-to-1, right? Good morning, Rohit. Now, it's horrible price action, right? It's just horrible. It's not. I need more coffee. I wish someone was here to make me coffee. Let's see, what time is he coming home? See kind of horrible this I look at the 1 hour, right? Are we gonna create a new block like this, or are we gonna take out a high? I actually just want to enter the trade also just to see. I think I'm quite. I think I'm not expecting it to hit my level, to be honest. But I just want to point out to you traders, to the ones who are really serious and watching it, how this is evolving, right? So what happens here? We're in a higher time frame consolidation again. So what technically it means we shut down the laptop and we do something else and we wait. You just put an alarm above a few highs and you just look at the range. Okay, what's the range we're in? And you just want one of them taken out before you just enter. So for me, that will be either a proper level in one of those wicks to the, like either it will be, for me, I won't get interested in trading. Either we reach this level here on the, well, let's look at this is a 4 hour fair value gap. I won't touch my live account or anything else before we reach into here or we reach higher into this wick. But I still love going over price action. I mean, hey, I love doing this. So right now you see this is the first presented fair value gap in London, and we just totally reject. I want it to be stopped out so you guys can see what happens when you do what I do. Right? You make a 1-to-1 and you get stopped out. It's going to be stopped out. And again, also I want to point. I don't know if someone is noticing the time that I'm using here. The ones that are paying attention can see the time, right? You see how it works as a barrier, right? So I think we're getting a similar situation like Rohit. I'm doing trading style. I don't want to talk about breakfast and other things that I'm doing today. I'm a trading channel, so I don't think it's really interesting to talk about breakfast and stuff like that. So I'd rather talk about price action if you don't mind. Um, I don't think anyone is interested in what I eat in the morning or what I have not eaten. It's really not that interesting, to be honest. So you see right now it's hovering around this first presented of the London session, right? So let's see yeah, I just wanted to say let's see if it rejects from it or does it go through it again. But it's just right now it's just a gamble, right? You see that. I can do that with a paper trade. But I just wanted to point out that, guys, just like, and even though it might go to my level, it's not a solid trade. It's just a FOMO, nothing burger, not based on any logic, not based on any valid information. What can I make of this here? If I look at the 1 hour, right? We're just creating more of these blocks. Like I sort of like said it, like we could go into like making, you know, for me, it has to hit either the 50% level of this or this level here, or maybe even higher. But I don't mind because we just have rain here anyway. So for me, it's just I'm having fun sitting behind the charts, getting information, intel for the AM session and the PM session. Um, so whenever you're sitting behind the chart and you have price action like this, guys, don't get like discouraged or feel like, oh my God, again, I'm in consolidation. No, this gives you a lot of information. Just go over and look at your charts because after consolidation, there's the manipulation and then the distribution move. Always, always. It never stops. And having consolidation just means you're just watching the charts without getting involved and just getting more intel. Yeah, you might miss a move, but you know what that move was? A manipulation move. If you miss the first distribution, if you think, oh my God, consolidation, and finally there's a big, large move coming out of it, 9 out of 10 times it's just a manipulation move. So that means the distribution move will come. Because it's accumulation, manipulation, distribution. And yes, you will miss the manipulation. So yes, you missed the distribution move then. But then you journal it and you see it, right? So things happen. It's like a bus. It just keeps on. And specific. Once you have a model as well, specific models, you don't care if you miss a move because your model will play out. But it might not be within 1 hour. You have to maybe wait, or maybe for the next day. But as long as you don't lose money, who cares, right? So you really want to try to get into a phase that you are okay missing moves because you're just watching it. Obviously, you want to don't miss all the moves because you want to make money. We're here to make money, but it's better to miss a move once in a while and not lose any money, and then get your your high risk reward trade. And once you start getting to that phase, you don't have that much FOMO anymore. You're fine with just waiting more, just being okay. Watching the market, and sometimes you don't read the market properly because the price action is either not in your favor, and if you make mistakes or you have losing trades, it's just telling you, okay, this is not your market. But there's nothing wrong with that. Either it's not anyone's market because it's just highly manipulated, or it's not your market because you see things in a specific way, you have a specific model, and it's not favorable for you at that time. But it is frustrating if you don't have a model yet, or you just are not at the stage yet because you don't know. But you have to be, once you realize that, then you just have to work on that, and that's okay. And I was at a stage at some point that I didn't have a proper model. I didn't have, and I was just doing things, and it just frustrated me because I thought, oh, sometimes you're lucky but once you're honest to yourself and you start realizing, okay, I just don't have a proper model, and I'm just doing randomly. And that's also very refreshing once you accept that, and then you just know you have to work on getting that model done and getting specific mechanical. It has to be mechanical. You have to have a proper entry. You have to have a process which you work, what you're following, and then you're still sometimes wrong, but at least you follow your process and you refine it and you improve it. But the process, for example, when you just start with your model, you might have it 60% of the time. Then you improve it, and then it's 70%, and then it gets to 80%. My 10-4 model is almost at, I think, between 75-80% now. But when I just started doing it, it was 60%. So a model is, it's not like, oh my God, I have a model, and now I am, it will always be profitable. No, you will still have losing trades because there are so many if-then statements you have to take into consideration. So that's why I'm using this stream as well to build that model around the 2 o'clock. But maybe it's not the 2 o'clock model. Maybe it's a model that's, I should call maybe at some point in London, because maybe it sets the stage. Because now we have like consolidation for a while again. And the week I made the first video was just example after example. There was a continuation or manipulation move. But now I have already 3 days of consolidation. So I might have to might have to maybe do a new video on it. But yeah, I love watching this because I'm like, really, if it gives information like for the future London session, like, hey, I'm taking anything that I can use to create models or to make anything mechanical because I want everything. My funded accounts, I only trade mechanical models. I try to take all the emotions out. It has to be specific things. I get in, I get out, I put my stop loss, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Um, but that's what I'm really working towards. And yeah, I want to have more models, especially in London, because I haven't traded London for. I used to trade London when I did TPO and volume profile. Then I stopped, and then I went mainly into. I did trade London, but not like I'm doing it now. But London, yeah, requires more patience, that's for sure. Yeah, are we gonna get the move now? But guys, even if this would be a win, it's not a win to me. It is really not a win, in all honesty. Maybe if I enter later, let's see. Now we're above the. This is just. I just want to point out, like, this is just. You just get stuck in consolidation, and you just. But now, if I'm looking at the 1 hour, you see the bodies above it. So now I think it's more probable that we are going into this area here. So I'm still having like this area 119, 132. Let me see. It's not really based on, I cannot really be proud. If there's a winning trade, I cannot be proud of it, or I cannot say, oh my, look at that. No, not at all. Yeah. So we're still hovering in this 15-minute L shape. It's exactly the same scenario as Friday or Thursday. Let me show it to you guys. We're still in this 15-minute. You can see the bodies are not leaving. I'll just highlight it. Oh my God, this is you see that? That's the suspension block, the 15-minute. I didn't see that. So what do you do with suspension block according to ICT? You grade them fully, and you measure it from, so it's not this area, it's this whole area. Let's do that. Now I am seeing something interesting. Now let's grade this area. Let's see if we can manage to see some interesting stuff. Going back to the 1 minute. Okay, so this purple area is a 15-minute suspension block. But I just thought, oh, let me see, we're in that 15-minute, and now I see, oh, okay. Um, let's um, Now on this, on the right side, I just created the 1 hour fair value gap, and this is the 15-minute suspension block. So in this case, I added the volume imbalances on both sides on the 15-minute, right? And this is just the, so on the 1 hour, you can see we're tapping at the top of the fair value gap, right? But it's not going. And in the suspension block, we are hovering around the mid area. Isn't that interesting? I love to see those things. I find that really intriguing. And also the fair value, the London first presented fair value gap as printed exactly on the midpoint of that suspension block. So this is a 15-minute suspension block. So that's the same. And this is the 1 hour this is a fair value gap, and if you go on the 15-minute, you see a suspension block on that 1 hour. So, and in the suspension block, we're just hovering around the midpoint, and in the 1 hour, it's the top. We're just banging about at the top of this suspension. Now, I do think we're going to break out of it, and then in this case, we're going to go higher, right? Let's see, 25%, and where is Don't you guys love to figure? I mean, for me, it's like if I see this, I'm just noticing this, and I really enjoy that. Like, oh my God, it's a suspension, and look how you get totally different information than from here, right? So, you know the saying, don't dabble in the middle, don't dibble in the middle. I mean, here we are really going around the midpoint, around that 15-minute suspension block. Okay, 321. Yeah, I do think we're going to break out of it at some point. How many of these blocks are we going to get? Have we looked at the left side of the curve? How many did we have here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we should be. Are we bullish or are we bullish? So literally for whole London session, we have been in this suspension block on the 15-minute, right here, and we're just making our way. I guess we are in this range, and the question is, I guess it's fair to say that it's very indecisive as long as we're in this block, right? Let me just say so. What I would do in this situation, if I wouldn't stream, I would just put I think I would use a suspension block as a high and a low, because also if I look at the calculations of those wicks, the 75% of that one wick is literally the top of that suspension block. So you want it to go higher into that wick or to the downside, right? Into that 4 hour fair value gap. So yeah, I would actually put it above the 25%. If we go higher than this, so that means it takes out this high, then it makes it might move higher. So, but you can see we're ranging again, and in this scenario, it's using the 15-minute suspension block. Or I guess if you look at on your chart, I'm just using the suspension block now because ICT touched on it, and I want to study it a little bit more. But I guess there are other things that you can use. But yeah, I'm just leaving that trade on, by the way, just to show you guys how stupid it is to just enter in that area. There we go. So yeah, 324, and again we're at midnight. So why was I already a little bit hesitant in this area? Because we've been hovering around midnight for literally midnight is here. We went a little below it, then it goes back into midnight. We go a little bit above it, and then again we're again at midnight. So this made me already very um, not very confident in the price action, so to speak, and also because we were at the around midnight during the 150 to 210 macro. I did not really like that, and you see what happened. It goes above it, and then it goes again. It goes back to midnight. So now, are we going to get the move out of this? Looks like it, right? $321. Beautiful move out of the London. $279 into this gap here. Okay, I'm going to take this purple thing off just to have a clean. The gradients are from that 15-minute suspension block. So now is a nice short to 078. Nice, there, go for a short. There you go. This is just a 1-to-1, just scalp. So this is like the London silver bullet, right? Because we have a fair value gap that has been created. We have a retest here at 321. And we're just getting into the this should be a protected low. There we go. So I'm gonna take out these lows here. There we go. Come on. Oh, should have been a little bit higher. Okay, you see the mistake that I made, guys? I didn't put my stop. I actually put it. I had to put it a little bit higher here. When you have price action like this, do not go below the low. Just put it just exactly on top, because if it makes them equal, You're just out. You don't want to be into this wicking stuff. Just don't go for too, it's gonna take it now, but you never want to, because sometimes it just wicks all the way back up, and especially if you have a 1-to-1, you don't want that. You just want to get out as quickly. You want to get that large move and get out. Because why? I just want to see how it's going to react at 50% of this wick, because it might reject from here. Now I might have already missed the move. I might have already missed the see. That's why you paper trade or micro only in the morning. There was a mistake on my end with this price action. Okay, this is a paper trade anyway. Why? I calculated the 50% of this wick here, but sometimes it takes time to get there, right? Especially in this price action, it doesn't do things in one time. Sometimes, it could just create an extra, another low, and then it revisited it later, then it takes it out. London session can be like that. So then it goes maybe into this range here, into this fair value gap, and then it takes it out during the next macro. So that's why I had my stop here the first time. But then again, I just wanted to show you if I would scalp, I would just take it to this move here, and then not expecting it to take out this liquidity. So now most likely what's going to happen is that it's going to go up in the range and then it's going to take out later, or it still could do it in window until 333 or 40, let's see. But you just want to get, with this price action, you just want to get out when you have this large run and then this large run to the downside. We're below midnight though now. Let's see if we stay there. You see? Now, if I would have put my stop here, I'm most likely going to be stopped out. I'll just leave it to show what happens if you make that mistake. That's why I love paper trading. I have no money lost. I'm just learning. I'm just, my paper trading really improves my execution. When I go live, I'm warmed up and I don't make these mistakes then. Okay, so my mistake was I was aiming for the zero 0.5 of that wick, right? But then again, in London session, it goes back and forth, and it only created another equal low. So sometimes it doesn't go to the liquidity level straight away. It just creates extra. Now it might do it, but you don't want to, especially if it's a 1-to-1. It's just 25 ticks, and the risk was also similar, right? So but after consolidation, it does need to take out some level. So you hear the thunder and we have this weather for 2 weeks now. It's like I'm back in the Netherlands where it's just only rain and thunder and wind and in autumn. I feel like I'm back in autumn, but it should be summertime. I should be sweating my pants off right now. No, honestly, I love summer here. I love when it gets humid. But Hey, I don't know. There's just there's no humidity. Yeah. So you see, just for one or two ticks, right? Even though it would go lower to this 50% level now, it might do it in 350 macro, but you see how annoying it is that you missed your stop, right? Or you missed your TP. It just created an extra, it just created another low. So that's something that I always, in London, I always have to, when I lost money, it was always because of these kind of things. So that's why I always like, okay, in London, when I set my TP, I always do it, maybe one, even 2 points higher just to get out of a trade. If it's a scalping trade, if I scalp. But if you have a clear, if you know, okay, at some point it will go to, for example, if it would stop me out, I know the next move will be a nice move, most likely, because we're getting, it's already 3:30. We're already, hey, it's raining here. I'm not going anywhere, so I can sit all day behind the charts. I don't care. So I might even run the stream longer because of the weather. At least I'm doing something productive, right? Um, but why would I get into a trade? I mean, okay, the execution could have been better because I should have been out in this move. In all honesty, just that's how I would want to trade. But because we had this first presented fair value gap of London, right? It goes over it, so you have premium discount. You've got a nice 323. It retests it, and then you could actually technically enter it with a stop above the first presented. Now it's still going. Okay. There we go. Okay, now it has been taken. And now let's see where we're going. Are we going into the 4 hour fair value gap finally? This is the 15-minute fair value gap. This is a 4 hour. Oh. think we're going to have a nice run to the downside now. Now imagine losing, not getting this trade, right? Am I bothered by it? No, because now when you see the first, like for example, if you're going to see the first nice move out of this range, it's going to be a nice distribution move. It's going to be, it could be a large one. But it's okay because you have then you have a beautiful setup for the next trade, right? Because then you get a proper retracement into the zone and then you enter and then you have a good solid trade. Like let it run. I mean, for me, it's like, okay, just let it go and it's going to be beautiful, nice, large down close candles. I'd love to see that because then, you know, accumulation, manipulation, the distribution movement. And you took the short, awesome, nice. You took it from, I showed it into the Asia low. Great start of the week, good trade, awesome. Um, yeah, you took the the 835 one. Yeah, that's a good trade. So you notice if you look at this area here, it always goes back to those wicks, right? A little gap here. You see what I'm doing, Meta? Exactly 72. You measure the range. This is all balanced. The price doesn't have to go below this right now because this is a balanced price range here. But we do have this now here. So it's not balanced anymore. But for this move to go up, I think this is long from here. Um, I'm considering going long now, to be honest. Yeah, I'm a little bit late. We hit 72 to the tick, but we didn't hit this one here. No, it's not long. Are you crazy? We're still in the 4 hour. Yeah. I'm gonna open my live account now. I'm gonna get ready for the next macro. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Asia low. And this is actually many confirmations for the short, right? Perfect trade, eh? Beautiful. Where did you get in? Exactly. That was the trade. I mean, I don't think there's gonna be a better trade in London than this one. You nailed it, Meta. You nailed it. It's a long. Okay, so if we close above this level here, we have change in state of delivery. If not, we're gonna go further down. Okay, 4 hour. Internal liquidity, right? Here. The 1 hour took liquidity here. Or in this inversion. Is it an inversion? Is it going to be an inversion? Or is it just a bearish fair value gap doing its job, right? Into this one here. We went into this one here. $3.50 macro time. Okay, I'm in a long. Yeah. So now I am going to 119. Now I got a good trade. So I'm long right now. I'm aiming for the 117, so 25 117 level. That's my level now. I'm gonna chill my stop for a bit. I want to see large distribution candles now. Come on, give me a quick run. Come on, give me large candles. Go, go, go. We're around midnight again. Come on, go past midnight. 354. Yeah. Let me see how the 3 minute looks. Oh, I like it. Oh, look at that. We definitely have a change in state of delivery here. Boom. Let's see on the 5 minute. Yeah, I'm bullish. Now I like this. I like the structure now. I might even add. Gonna add another. I'm on the micro on my funded account. When we're above midnight, I'm going to add if it's gives me a proper. I don't like it too much yet, but I want large distribution candles now to the upside. And my TP is 117, but I put it a little bit lower. 118. Yeah, I'm just putting it just above this gap, 117. So there we go. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That's what I want to see. Let's see if I might be wrong. Yeah, now this is what I like. Fast candles, giving it's just more, but I have to be careful once it gets 4 o'clock. I want it to run, but it's stalling, but we're above midnight again, so I like that. But I want the whole candle to close above midnight, not this. Come on, give me another candle, close above midnight and run. Come on. Don't fool me now. Yay. Nice. Come on, go, 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 go. But maybe it's going to stop before that. I'm just thinking because it's still lethargic. It might even just stop at London at the first percentage if it goes. Or we're going to go, oh, it just repeats itself over and over and over again. We're in one of these again, and it's just not, it's taking its time. Should I get out or should I wait? Okay, I'm staying, there's still macro time, so I'm just, it always stalls around midnight, right? Okay. Oh, I hate this market. So annoying. Now my stop is below the breaker here. So my trade will be invalidated if it goes below this breaker. Now I hope you've noticed that there is this is a unicorn setup. 4 o'clock. Yay! My favorite time. So I just added on my live on my funded account another micro here. Okay, go, 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 go. So retest of this fair value gap, and we didn't break the breaker, so this is a retest of the breaker. That is high confidence for me. So here I add it right over here. My stop, I leave it here, and I'm going to trail it in a bit. Yeah, now I'm going to trail. So I've got all my funded 2 micros. So my stop has to go up, up, up. Yeah. Just gonna go to the area here. Come on, go, 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 go. We still have 2 more hours on the 4 hour though. So this target that I might have might be a little bit too, might be the whole target, but now I see it running, so now I'm more, I do have confidence in it. So I'm gonna raise my stop. If it stops me out in profit, I'm fine. During London, I'm not as annoyed with it when it happens with me in AM PMs. I really hate it, but in London, sometimes I'm okay with it when it happens. But let's go, 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 go. Nice. It's finally running. See, I like this is a trade that I'm always waiting for. It takes more patience, but the candles are bigger. It just runs. And time, it's 4:05, so I'm trusting time that the micro still will run. I'm just going to throw my stop accordingly. So if I get stopped out, I have enough profit. There we go. Boom. I got out of my other account, but I just want to show. Just want to show something. I'm leaving it on because I just want to show something that. Just watch how it tricks you. Meta, are you still here? Um, Meta, I just want to watch. If we talk about external liquidity, right? I left the trade on because even I went out of my funded account just to make sure that I had the profit, but I saw it go down. But what I noticed when it reaches for external liquidity, look, is the macro still running? We have time till 8 past 9, but otherwise I will get out. But listen, internal to external. Oh, we still didn't make it. Okay, I will get out here now. But it should take it out because it should take the liquidity in a run like this. I'm not getting out yet. No. Internal, external. Beautiful. Yeah, this is exactly why I would rather wait a little bit because the structure, it gave me the structure here. Okay, it didn't reach into that 75%. We still have some time. I was able to take the same one as you. Good. So you have two. You took the manipulation and the distribution move. Good job. I'm just leaving this trade on because I'm just wondering if it's going to take out that 75% or it's going to leave it. It's at 117, right? So I'm not in my any accounts anymore. I'm just leaving this paper trade on. I just want to see it hit that 117. So I put my stop at 150, 115. So I just want to see. See, that's the one thing that I'm struggling with sometimes with the exit points. Like they're too high, and then it's most of the time just a few ticks. I'm just wondering what it is, but I think okay, macro is technically done because we had a large move, right, from 4 to 410 now. We can consider it done. But I'm just created another high. I'm just wondering why I did not take out that level. Just it went into this wick here. It did, okay, okay, I get it now. These wicks are more sensitive um, than a volume imbalance, I guess. Let me just try to figure out. I want to know. I want to improve this area. We did have 50% of this wick, so it's not done yet. See, I'm just, I cannot. I'm just not convinced that the move is over, even though I got out. But yeah, see, it's still going. Here we go. I think it's going to go to 117, maybe even higher. That's at this level, the 75% of that higher time. I mean, maybe even 125. So I might take that in the next macro, right? What time is it now? 12. Okay, let's see. One 150. Boom. 179. 2.5. 139. Now the 5-minute move here. Boom. Boom. 2. Hey, Crypto Bros, how are you? Good morning to you. Or afternoon already, right? So I had a winning trade in London. I got out on my funded already. I had this move, but I just left this on because it just didn't take out this liquidity, and I thought it might do it a little bit later, but let's see. I know you're Arafat. I know you're Arafat. I know. Oh, you don't want to call me you crypto bro? It's a nice name though. I just switch. Sometimes I call you Arafat, and sometimes I call you crypto. And sometimes I call you crypto bro. You know why I call you crypto bro now? Because crypto is doing really well. Okay, I should get out of the paper trade. So we're going into the range, back into the range, and then I think I'm gonna get something to eat. I think we're done with the London session. So it's raining again here, as you can see. It's still raining. Yeah. Um, it's a nice session. So I think I'll be back in AM or PM session. I don't know yet which time will be best to do, but I think it will be maybe just maybe even 10 o'clock. I don't think I can make it the opening, but maybe just a little bit after and then do the whole day. I think it's going to be a crazy week, because we have, let me get out of this paper trade. Yeah, let me kill it. It was a winning trade we had a winning trade today on London session. Beautiful move. I waited a long time. I had a lot of patience for that move. Um, yeah, I'll be back in a bit. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, and because it's like I think it's gonna be a very volatile week because we have NFP and FOMC in one week. Because last week they didn't do the NFP things. Yeah, gold is going nuts. I know. Yeah, but it'll come. The thing with gold is be careful because when things change, it's going to go just as fast as it goes up, it will go down. But hey, if you know how to trade it, who cares, right? Did you trade it, Arafat? Did you have a good trade on it? Did you have some wins on gold? I think we're going to get a nice, a beautiful market today. So I'm going to take a break, and then I think I might even do a marathon thing today. Just doing, maybe start whenever because it's raining here anyway. It's a horrible day. I can't do anything outside. And thinking I'm just going to start the New York session and just do a marathon. Who cares? I just like me. I like to read price section and just hang out. And even though it's Monday, I think we might get a very nice Monday. And even though when it's a ranging day, there's enough to talk about. I mean, I don't mind. So I'm going to leave it here, but I'll be back and most likely with a bit of a longer stream AM session, maybe even from pre-market. We'll see. Anyway, so I'll see you later, okay? But Arafat, let me know how your trade went. Oh, I would like to know if you traded the gold move. I'm curious, and I want to know if you have a win. More important. I love it here when people have good trades. So I'm still tracking this 2 a.m. move, but it's quite interesting when it's not giving the move like when it did last few weeks. It was always a move around that time, and now we have totally consolidation all the time. But it's very interesting to watch how it evolves around that time, and that is actually a good indicator of what's coming. Because now this area is actually the 2 a.m. area actually provided the exact around the entry for the long. But we're still not done up to the upside on NQ, by the way. That's why I had this level here. and I think it's gonna go into this week. But anyway, I need to go. I need to have some food, and I need to have a bathroom stop as well. So I'm gonna leave it here, and I'll be back in a bit. If you want, we can make a good analysis market. Yeah, I'm working on that, Arafat. I do want to have a opportunity for people to call in during the stream. I would love that. So that's actually what I was thinking about already doing, like having a Zoom or a Google Meet on the side, and then. But I'm struggling with the sound to do that properly. So, but I'd love that because that's what I actually want, and then I want people can get on and share their vision, and we can disagree, right? I mean, it can be different, but who cares? That's fun about trading, and we can both be right. We can have a different vision on a trade and still be okay. But if you check here more, yeah, no, I'm working on that, so that will be coming. But for now, you used to have to type, but I am aware that talking is easier, and I think it's nice as well to have people on chat and just so definitely, that is my vision for the stream, to have people on and just talk about what they see and how they trade, and even if it's a different instrument, that's fine. That's all good. I like that. So working on it. So bear with me. But no, that's my idea. So I want to do that definitely. But no, yeah. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I really need to get some things done here, and I'll see you later today. I hope. But let me know about your trade. Tell me. Then I can go. I want to know if you have a winning trade or not, or did you not trade it? I'll talk to you later then. I'll see you later, Arafat. Thank you for just hopping in and saying hello. I appreciate it. Ciao, ciao.